Did you see the news?
I'm so angry.
Do gamers hate gaming? Maybe, maybe not. Let's make a game. We show you the title of a game and you think of the first thing that comes to your mind. After a few seconds, we'll show you what comes to us. To us, it speaks of cooperation, explosions, democracy, in one word.
Join the Helldivers.
We see a title of boss fights, learning and moodiness. In one word, depth.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
This is great. It's made of personal stories, relations, edginess, that weird mood. How to say? Cyberpunk.
Can't stop digging Night City.
Aside from the Nintendo lawsuit, this is easy. Pokémon with guns. If the first thing that comes to your mind is bugs or bad optimization, we've got a diagnosis for you. You're angry. Let's try something different, shall we?
Set your expectations low and prepare to be disappointed.
Some of these characters suck. I don't know what it is.
I guess we're angry too. And we know we're in good company. But what's the reason for this anger? We think we found a common root. And to explain that, we'll tell you what angered us with Concord and Veilguard. You see, when you design a game, every detail defines the overall personality, some characteristics standing out from the rest. In both cases, it's crystal clear they pushed on social themes, at least on a communication and marketing standpoint. We won't argue on that choice. We think it can be legit. But obviously, it's a very hot topic. It's polarizing and ends up defining the opinions of the people. It becomes the very reason you know it. This is especially true if the game looks generic, shallow, and in a story-driven game, its plot and dialogue belongs to a Marvel movie.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Speaking of, we leave you in description a review of Dragon Age from Fextralife. He's definitely more entitled than us and expert on the brand.
Anyway, not every game works. We're not mad for that. Moreover, a thing can catch many or few of us. Sure, it's not our thing. Many of us, mostly men I guess, have been dreamed to be 3 meters tall and shooting monsters with chainsaw guns because, you know, man, the inner child, we all know that story.
Explosions!
Some other may have dreamt to dive in hell with your mates, wiping out the enemy of a common lifestyle, which by the way may or may not be the good one. In the end, we all love dystopian stories, until you leave one at last.
I'm doing my part too.
Yet, how many of us dream a lecture on the proper use of pronouns and the role of sexuality? I mean, it's packed of game on sexuality, but they're usually not very YouTube friendly. You know what I mean. Seriously though, sex and inclusivity as a selling point, how many gamers can they rush to the store? How many people will think it makes the game more entertaining?
Isabella's apology work for you, Tosh? Yeah. Just...
So boring.
We are not mad on the thing either though. Sure, we think the purpose of the game is to, you know, play. It's fine to have some kind of underlying message. But it's not that important. What a game has to be is entertaining. We come back from school or from work and we just want to play. Please. We want to be on our own or with friends and just feel good. Even if at times we don't really seem to be. What's great in gaming is, in fact, its diversity. You go from RTS to FPS to immersive sim, racing, so on and so forth. Don't get us wrong.
Use your next words wisely.
We think there can be a place for games built on inclusivity.
This is Lesbos!
But most of us look for something simpler. A fantastic adventure we could never live. Being the leader of a galactic empire or just a little guy chased by the big monster. Or riding fucking dinos. It's an easy concept. And forgive us
And this.
if you don't dream being lectured on how we should change our behavior or being dragged on politics.
Stop shaming him because you want to fit in.
I'm sure someone enjoys, but the majority may not be interested to pay the full price tag of a AAA game for that. By the way, politics and art can be done right. The Closer Look talked about this topic in this video. Link down below.
Here's the point. The industry press, along the communication from some studios and producers, have been laying the blame on us for not caring for their products. We don't understand, they say. Actually, we believe people are outraged by products made with complacency, devoid of passion, and relying on copy-pasted concepts and tired formats. We do think the review bombing was due to the woke issue, but not entirely. We believe many people realized social themes are just another format, a telltale of a bad and heartless product. So, when they see those themes, they freak out. Can you blame them? To make matters worse, inclusivity is used as a get-out-of-jail-free card. The product becomes untouchable. What people just see is marketing checkboxes, quirky characters, over-the-top dialogues on shallow and predictable plots.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody has their own personality and blah 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 blah.
Some big companies are making excuses to push mediocre products to avoid listening to us, the gamers.
Could I have refund, please?
We all can't back this. Head back making games for gamers and things will improve.
Never grow. Be a man.
Where were we? Yeah. Dragon Age's cost estimates stand north of $200 million. And even if they're hiding their sales, they seem to be around 1 million despite the established brand name. While Concord could have cost twice. And sold, well, after refunds, 0. Who's to blame? The buyers? Yeah, good strategy. Or maybe those who chose niche themes, copy-pasted concepts, generic gameplay. No? No one's home? Good. These games have been developed for a long time, and what they ship belongs to 6 years ago. They weren't able to provide a meaningful experience, to get feedback, to listen, and finally to innovate. We leave you in description an interesting take on toxic positivity from Laura Fryer.
If you're enjoying this content, consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Let's come back to the video.
The executive producer for Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed revealed that AAA games need to sell around 10 million copies to break even. Okay, high stakes, I get it. I'm sure he's uncomfortable knowing you must make the game of the year every time just to keep your place going.
Brian, help me!
But that's not an excuse. Choosing niche themes may be a better fit for an indie or AA studios with lower costs that can afford selling less than 10 million copies. We don't think this is the end of gaming though. Helldivers, Warhammer, Elden Ring, Stalker. Many titles, albeit not perfect, are trying to listen to gamers, to be games, instead of force-feeding us cookie-cutter marketing-driven products.
Wrapping up this video, we want to quote a positive example of inclusivity in a game, where it's a legit part of its mood and personality. No lecture, no toxicity. In Cyberpunk, you can literally be whoever you want. You choose your genitalia and exterior aspect. You can develop relationships with males and females, where NPCs can be hetero, bi, or homosexual. You get people from any ethnicity. It's hard not to recognize it as inclusive, but no one lectures anyone on the matter. It would feel weird and unimmersive, consider that anything's legit in that lore. It's just normal to them.
Who can say what is normal?
We know those large businesses have to push inclusivity to bolster the early sustainability wrappers, but there are good ways and bad ways. Work for the consumers, not for the advisors. Oh yeah, right, we apologize for the disenchantment. We just don't believe people enforcing crunch and unethical practices were suddenly enlightened to lead social justice and progress. But you know, that's just our opinion. Now, the last thing we should hope is to see studios closing and people losing their jobs. But games should be developed for gamers. The consumer's interest must be paramount, or if the final product is bad, we don't have to support them no matter what. Yes, we do believe gamers are angry, because we proposed bad games that focus on what the producer needs, not the gamer. These strategies may work for cars.
Goods, they're washing machines, they're microwave ovens. You can't review those, you can't enjoy them.
But with games, it really doesn't. Gaming is not falling. Gamers are showing to still care for good, original, compelling games. There's so much passion still around, even when the title isn't perfect. But if they keep offering unoriginal, boring, copy-pasted games with no care, shelf.